Good morning, my wonderful friends. How was your weekend? I hope it was a really good one for you. If you'd like, pop a little comment down in the comments section and just give me one word, more if you'd like, to tell me how your weekend was. Sum it up in one word or several. I don't mind. Just let me know how your weekend was. Right, it is Monday morning, which means the Deal It Up Challenge is here for another week. What week are we even up to? Let me have a wee look. Week 86 we are up to. So I'll just pop this aside for a moment while we do our card draw to see what we're going to be working with today. So our first prompt, I'm going creative prompts through to the items we're making this time. So let me give it a little bit of a shuffle. If you're new to this challenge, warm welcome to you. I hope you enjoy this. Sit back, relax, and hopefully be inspired. And I would love it if you join in. But if you're just here to watch and get some inspiration for further projects, that's good as well. No pressure. This is a no pressure challenge, but it is a challenge. So, you know, sometimes it's good to step outside your comfort zone. Right, let's just take the top one here. Something whimsical. Okay, straight away I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do for that today, but we'll work it out as we go. So something whimsical. And our next prompt here, give them a wee shuffle again. And let's go middle-ish to end that one. Oh, pick it up would be good. There we go. Lace. Oh, nice one. Very nice. I feel like lace and something whimsical will pair really nicely together. So our third creative prompt. Whoops, I'm not shuffling very well at all. My hands are a little bit cold. It's a cold, grey, drizzly day here today. It's winter, what can you expect? Got the fire going, it's nice and cozy. All the cats are inside, I think. Well, at least two of them are. I think maybe the other one's gone out for I don't know, a look-see or to get wet, just come back in and meow at me going, I'm wet. Right, let's go this one. Blind draw on these ones with two different card backs just to eliminate any bias. Colour blocking. Haven't had that one for a few weeks, so I do like a bit of colour blocking. Not sure what I've got to hand to colour block with, but we'll find something. And so this set here will be the alternative make. So there's choice of two things to make, and you can make one or both or none. You know, that's your choice as well if you do none. So this is we do a faux playing card, which is the last stack, and then an alternate if you don't want to do a faux playing card. So that's what this is. Let's go that one. Make sure I've just got one there. A mini notepad or booklet. So you could choose to make that. And our faux playing card for this week. Look how few cards. We're getting through them, people. Won't be too long. Well, when I say too long, it's still going to be a number of weeks away yet before we complete all 52. And then the 53rd week of the faux playing cards will be the Joker. So no surprises there. Gosh, concentrate on what I'm doing. The Joker will be the 53rd one in the series, because I think it would be really cool to finish off with the Joker. There's so few cards here, it's actually getting quite hard to shuffle them. Let's go the bottom one. So our faux playing card today is the Two of Spades. Okay, so going to grab out my card base here. I've redone my template because my template was getting really funky on the corners and some really weird shapes. So I created a new template, and so for a while things are going to be a bit more nicer on the shape, I guess is what I'm trying to say, with not wildly weird corners. Okay, so I was just rubbing out the residual pencil mark from cutting them out, and I'm going to stencil the back. I've chosen out one of my new stencils, which is these lovely roses with leaves. Oops, there's a bit of fluff on there. I'm just going to lay it down there, and I thought maybe today I might try doing the leaves green and the flowers yellow, just because I felt like going yellow. So first off, do I want to do the flowers first or the leaves first? And it's a little bit tricky identifying what's a flower and what's a leaf, because the big flowers are easy, but some of the littler flowers are a little bit harder. Takes a little bit of thought. So let's just go in here and perhaps we'll start with the flowers. It can be a little tricky when you're just doing parts of a stencil in different colours, but you know, I wanted to challenge myself, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to go around, try and catch all the flowers. I think that's a flower there, a smaller one, and a bigger one there. You know, sometimes you're just in a mood to do a certain thing, and today I was in a mood to try doing two different colours through my stencil. Whoops, my card's moving slightly underneath. Big flower in the corner there. So yeah, I would love if you just let me know in the comments how your weekend's been. Happy, sad, busy, relaxed, whatever, let me know. There's one down here, and then this big one here. Sorry if I'm casting a shadow with my hand, but I need to be able to hold the stencil down well enough. Now that's definitely leaves all through there, and I think through here. Okay, so the rest is green. So I did the yellow flowers in my chrome yellow archival ink from Ranger, and for the green I'm using Shabby Shutter's Distress ink. So basically now I just need to go in and hit any areas where there's not yellow. Oops, maybe I should have chosen a stronger green, but it'll be alright. It doesn't need to be super. So I've actually just realised that this is kind of colour blocking, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Just colour blocking through a stencil, which I had not planned. Like, I didn't know that colour blocking was going to be a prompt. I'd already decided that I wanted to do this type of stenciling because I haven't done it yet in this challenge, and not something I've done a lot of ever actually. Right, just gonna hold it, and it's very subtle, the leaves, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be super in your face. Right, so that's the stenciling of the back. Just gonna pop those away so they're out of my way. Okay, now let's do the stamping. So I need black ink today. I need the 2. So I'll grab out my 2. Whoops, the 9 is trying to run away. So we'll just pop it back where it belongs. Don't need any more lost stamps. It feels like there's something under there. I was like, please let it be my diamond stamp, but no, it's not. It's just, I don't know what it is, but it's not my diamond stamp. Right, stamp our 2. Whoops, better coverage on stamp than that. So 2. Ah, yep, there's the other cat just coming back in now. That will be Poss, I think. Right, so that's the 2. I am going to put it away, take the time, put it in its proper place. Right. And our spade. I'm still hopeful that my diamond stamp will show up sometime, but yeah, don't know, hasn't shown up yet. Right, 2 of spade. Whoops, not getting good coverage on my stamp. I'm not paying much attention on my first pass, I think. Okay, 2 of spades, done. And again, I'm just going to take a moment to clean it off and put it away so I don't lose any more stamps. Especially these ones, the suit ones. Makes me sad that there's a little gap where the diamond is supposed to go. Right, okay, so they are away in their proper case. I haven't distressed around it. I will be distressing around it, but I'll do that later, probably off camera, just to save a little bit of time. Remove that. Now, colour blocking. Probably I will go collaging in terms of the colour blocking. I'm just wondering if there's anything in this magazine, any sort of big areas of colour that I could use for the colour blocking. Some nice big areas of colour. That's what I'm after. Paint, it's a paint company magazine, so they have lots of like sample colours, interior photo and stuff like that, and quite often there's some nice background colours. You know, something like this, it's not big enough though, and it's a bit kind of neutral. Not exactly what I'm after. I'm after colour, definitely after colour. I have already taken some stuff out of this magazine, so there might not be much left to take. And I need enough to cover the card. You know, not just of one colour. I want to do a few colours, but no, not that one. Okay. What else have I got to hand? Actually, I've got some coloured paper here. It's some blue, all rolled up. This is like kids' construction paper, back of the type that I had when I was at primary school, or the school had rather. So it's quite a reasonable quality. It's not like kids' construction paper now, which is kind of like newsprint but more textured. I'm just going to tear a bit off. Very noisy. It's the problem with curled up paper. Right, do we want some of this brown? It could be nice, or there's a paler brown, or a even darker brown. What do we think? Oops. Do we like that or that? I think I like this one actually. This black, not really wanting the black. Okay, let's grab some of this. Again, I'm just gonna, oh, it's a short piece. It's already been cut into. Okay, we'll just leave it. I prefer a third colour. Just kind of looking at what I might have, if there's anything in the scrapbook. No, there's this, but I want a flat colour. Colour blocking, it doesn't have to be a flat plain colour, it can be textured or patterned. Just for what I want, I want flat colour. So I'm going to pull out this one and have a wee look. I think most of them have got pattern on. This has got texture. We could get away with something like that. Even that. But I like to save that wood grain for other things. About this one. I don't often use this page. It's got a nice wee birdie in the corner and the floral. I say I don't use it very often, but there's only one left in the book. Okay, let's just go with it. Stop faffing around. We're on the time limit. I'm on a time limit, so let's just make a choice and move on. Okay. So between these three, I'm going to do some colour block areas. Probably don't want to go all the way across. Maybe we'll do something like that. It just curled itself up and rolled away. Yeah, not so much fun working with rolled up paper because it's hard to make conform to what you want. It's always trying to do, go back into its curled up state. Alright, for this first bit, I'm just choosing to put glue stick directly on my card because of this very issue, rather than grapple with it. So I'm going to put it about there. I'll be trimming off the excess once I've collaged up the whole thing. So let's just give it a good smush down. Right. Let's do something about there. I'm going for straight lines this time. Right, now this time I'll glue on my bit of paper. Oops, just gouged out, big gouge out of my glue stick. Messy. Messy, messy, messy. Scrape some of that glue off. And maybe I'll put that down off the page because it's a bit gross and goopy. So I'll end up trimming it off. I think it's the best bit there. Okay, I'm going to change out my glue page because I've got all that glue scraped back onto it now. Okay, and one piece I think that'll just kind of go across the top here. I haven't given any thought to the alternate make yet, whether I'll make that or not. I did think today I might make whatever came up, so we'll just see how we go bringing this card together first. It'll depend how quickly I can find something whimsical to go on it. Whimsical fairy. What else is whimsical? A gnome, I guess, is whimsical. I can't seem to get my head out off of the subject of fairies. It's got a bit of glue on that edge. I'm just having the worst time today gouging out my glue. And I've got some glue marks on there. Hopefully they'll end up covered over Right, okay, let's trim that down, get rid of all that gluey overhang. So I've just gone for a very simple colour blocking, just 3 colours, 1 patch of each, and that's my colour blocking done. Boom, doesn't have to be complicated. I did press record, yes I did, that's good. One of those sudden moments like, did I remember to press record? Right, sticky paper in the bin. Okay, I wonder if I can get just a little bit of that glue off with a, this isn't wet, it's just very slightly damp. It's been out of its packet for a few days, just stored in a glass with a lid on it to keep it damper longer. So it's not super wet, and I think that's actually done a good job. So this is what I've got. I've just got, it's a painted glass where I put water in for my watercolors and stuff, and then when it's empty I just put my wet wipes in there with a dish on top, and it just keeps them damp longer, so you're not going through quite as many of them. And then when it gets too dry, then I switch it out for a new one. So that might be a little tip for you, just how to extend the usefulness of your wet wipes. Of course, if it's so used that it's full up of colour or dirt or whatever, then I don't worry about that. Then that just goes out because there's no point keeping it damp. Right, so colour blocking done. Lace. I do have a scrap of beetroot dyed lace here. It's from a lace curtain. That could actually be quite nice. Somehow, maybe something like that. It's a little lumpy there. Looks like it's got some fluff caught up in it that's adding some bulk, so I'm just going to trim that bit off. As much as I liked all those ratty bits, I'm not going to spend the time to pull out the fluff and, you know, try and make it nicer, so we'll just trim it off. So maybe we could do that. Ties in with this pink paper a bit, I think. It's slightly darker on the other side, so we could use this side. Something like that maybe. Okay, something whimsical. What am I going to use? I do have some fairy stuff in here. Oops, knocking everything over. Fairies here. There's an angel. Angels whimsical? I don't think of angels as being whimsical. What do you think is whimsical? What sort of things would you class as whimsical? Because honestly, at the moment, I can't get my brain past fairies. And there's nothing wrong with using fairies, but I literally cannot think of anything else. So this is a printable from Antique Papery in 2014. So that's 10 years ago. I don't think these will be available any longer. But you're welcome to head along to Antique Papery on Etsy and check it out. This one's called Window to Fairyland Journal. So there's fairies in each of these. So let's just grab that out and see. This has got some pink in. This one's got some pink and blue. And that one's red. So not that one. I think it's got some gnomes in there, or elves, or something of that sort. Maybe this one with the blue in, because we've got blue in the background. And it's got fairies dancing in a ring holding hands. It's very sweet. So I'm trying to think, like, magazine images. What magazine images would you be able to put for something whimsical? I guess some sort of artistic representation, maybe, like of a face that's done artistically, or I guess unicorns. Unicorns would be whimsical. Yeah, let me know what you immediately springs to your mind when you think whimsical. I'd be keen to know. Now, I don't know if I actually want the square, but I'm starting with it square or rectangle. Oops, and not upside down, preferably. We want the lace over top or underneath. Let's try a few different options. Oh, my tummy's gurgling. My apologies if you can hear that. Or do we want to put that more straight up and down? Yes, I know, I'm fiddling around, aren't I? Or do we want that on this side? Might as well try all the options. We're here now. I actually preferred it on the other side if I was going to do it that way, but also like it kind of curled around. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to loosely cut around the frame. And hopefully it looks good because I'm doing it now. It's quite busy in contrast to the very plain background, although the lace is going to add a bit of detail. So I think if we perhaps simplify this a little bit. Bring it down to the fairies in the middle inside the frame, so keeping the frame, and those flowers around the border, but just taking the background pattern out a little bit. So cutting a lot of the blue off actually, but now I'm thinking, oh, did I actually prefer it rectangle? Okay, do I need some book page? This is a little bit from a 1973 magazine, left over from a project the other day. Just the first thing I grabbed out. Not sure if I need it. We're just going to have a look and see what we think. Maybe it's that thicker bit needs to be at the bottom. Usually I like, you know, that makes more sense than having the heavier bit at the top and the smaller at the bottom. And it doesn't really matter, but just to my eye, because it's not an ice cream cone where you have the thin bit at the bottom and the thick bit at the top. Okay, I think I'm going to lock that in, and I'm going to use my alcohol glue for the lace, and it's going to take a minute because it's very low, so it takes its time to get to the top. Maybe I won't glue it directly on top of there in case it all splurts out. So we'll just give this a little moment, you know, tap our fingers, have a wee chat. What's your week looking like this week? Mine is going to be very, very busy. Very busy. I'm running solo on the food bank this week, which is going to be fun and exciting, but by Friday evening we already had 3 requests, food parcel requests for this coming week, and normally they don't sort of start coming in until the beginning of the week. So to think that I've already got 3 that I need to pack up on Wednesday, it's cool. I'm excited, and you know, it's good to know ahead of time what I'm You know, I could potentially have 6 by Wednesday. We shall see, which is huge because in a normal week there's an average of 5 that go out. So if I have 6 on one day, that's going to be quite big. But yeah, fun. And then on Saturday we got called up that one of the local growers who sells at the farmers market said they'd have leftover cauliflowers after the market, and if we wanted to pop down at the end of the market, they'd give the food bank their leftover cauliflowers. And so the lady who's, you know, the overseer of the food bank I said, you know, we'll pick them up and we'll drop them down to the food bank store. And she says, oh, just keep hold of them and use them. She said she didn't expect there to be many. Well, hubby went down at the end of the market and was presented with 2 huge crates of cauliflowers that there were at least 40 cauliflowers. Like, no way on earth could we use 40 cauliflowers. So we kept the reasonably small heads, which is good. So we kept 3 for ourselves because I'm going to make some cauliflower rice to put in the freezer, because we like using like vegetable rices instead of rice. So that's cool. I can do that and pop it in the freezer. It's really easy. You just grate it or food process it, chop it up finely to the size of rice, and it's awesome. And then we donated one of the crates, so around 20-ish cauliflowers, to another food bank. Something to wipe that glue off on. And then we took the remainder, we gave one to our neighbour as well, a cauliflower to our neighbour. And then we took the remaining like 20 odd down to our food bank to put in the store, and we filled up 2 fridges. So I'm going to have to try and get rid of them fairly quickly, because otherwise there'll be no room for like milk and, you know, other things that come in the food deliveries that need fridge space. So yeah, we are cauliflower rich, and such a blessing. Like, really, really kind of that grower. We used to get our, you know, our household vegetables through them when they did deliveries, but they don't do that anymore, and they're actually selling their property now. So they're going out of doing that market gardening thing, which is, you know, I guess they've had their time of doing it and moving on. They've got a young family. So yeah, it was just amazing. So many cauliflowers. So amazing. So I've got a bit of work to do this afternoon to process up those cauliflowers and get them in the freezer, because we haven't got room in our own fridge to put them until I can do it. So they're just sitting on the bench, and we don't want them to go off. And really, really lovely to be able to share them around. Super satisfying. But yeah, did not expect like 40 plus cauliflowers at all. Amazing. And I know I've said amazing like a zillion times already, but I just, every time I think about it, I'm just amazed. Right, okay. So we have the lace, we have the colour blocking, we have something whimsical with our fairies. Just feel like I want a word or a label or something. I've just got this wee stamped bit here. It's got a blue background, so I'm wondering whether that would... Another thought. Because I've also got time, and it's in pink, not blue. But what if we put story time? Because, you know, fairies are in stories, aren't they? Story time with the kids at night time, reading a book. Needs trimming down a little bit to kind of match the border. Let's do that because I need to visualize it a little bit better. before I commit. Oh, I like that, and I think it's kind of like colour blocking with the words. One's pink, one's blue. Okay, let's do that. I'm not going to distress them, I don't think. I'm probably going to have to go in and tidy up some of those bits of lace, either more glue or trim off a few bits, because I think they're potential just to get caught on things if I leave them in their current state. So I'm hoping that this tacky glue will be sufficient to hold it onto the lace on top. And this pink one is beetroot dyed paper, so like our beetroot dyed fabric, it's from the same solution. Oops, that's not where I want you. Story time. Yay! I think that's cute. Okay, so these are bugging me, so let's just trim off those bits that are annoying me and I think could just be asking for trouble and catching on things. Right, that one, does that need a little... It's actually got no glue under it whatsoever. Let's see if the tacky glue will just fix that bit up. It should be fine with the tacky glue. Right, just to hold those bits down. Okay, that should be sufficient. Right, shall we have a look at the mini notepad or booklet? What's our time like? We do have a bit of time. I'm thinking we'll use a fairy again for our something whimsical, because I literally don't know what else I might have at the moment that would be quick to find. Oh, my cup of tea's cold. Yuck. So let's cut this out. I've had these for a number of years too, so it's actually good to use them. I tend to forget about them. Stored away in a folder. It would be nice to use these pretty things. I do like Antique Papery's style, even though they've changed from what they used to do. They still have a beautiful style. Right, so what would that look like on the brown? Well, that's actually quite nice. And you know what? I think there would be enough if I fold this in half to make this a cover of a little notebook or booklet. I'm just going to fold the whole thing. Yep, you know, it's perfect width. That's cool. So I'm going to glue that on there before I cut it, just so I'm grappling with less moving parts. Especially with that curl happening, this might help kind of give it a bit more weight and flatten it out. Or not, it could make it worse with the glue stick. We shall see. Yes, I could take the time to fold it back on itself, you know, roll it back the other way and flatten it out, but I'm not. I'm just doing this thing on the fly. Right. Now, hopefully, I'll be able to slide it in here. And about clearish. Got a cute little cover for a mini notebook or booklet. I seem to be heading down the booklet path, so let's just run with it. A bit of coffee dyed paper. There's a bit of coffee dyed lined paper that's pretty much the exact right size. There's a bit of a brown paper bag. Needs a bit of trimming down. So just a random selection of pages, and I'm not even worried if they're super straight or anything, because it's just a scrappy little, whoops, pay a bit more attention to the tearing maybe, a scrappy little booklet, because we are junk journalists and scrappy is fun. So I'm just wondering how many pages I might want to pop in here. Now we haven't really done colour blocking, have we? Because we've just put a single colour on the cover. Have an idea for that though. Have my little mini postage stamp punch, lost the word. Can we do some perhaps colour blocking with this on top of our, if I can get it in there. Better put the punch up first. That helps. Now we can get it in there. So some blue and some of our pink. We might as well just use the same colours, so it makes it quick and easy. And then some of the brown. And close it down. This is my only one. Oh, I've got two like this where you've got to release it before you can use it, and I'm still not really used to them having to do that. Kind of do something in the corners like that. Okay, let's do that first before we sew our insides on. And I'm just gonna, actually I might use my tacky glue just to make it a little quicker and less messy, because all those little fine bits around the edges I'd probably catch on my glue stick. So let's just kind of, I'm not pre-composing it, I'm just kind of winging it. And it will just turn out however it turns out. But yeah, got to have the colour blocking in because it's one of the prompts. And we also have to put some lace on. Might have to punch some more of these. Just random. Just making it really scrappy. Pink one. And I'm using them different ways too, vertical and horizontal, just to keep it fresh and mix it up and keep it really scrappy. And another blue one, I think. Okay, that's the colour blocking. I'm calling that colour blocked. So 2 different ways of doing the colour blocking. One's in the background and 2 is on top. Right, let's grab a... Just move that. Had some personal notes on it, so just in case it was in frame, I'm moving it off to the side. Right, there's a little snippet of lace. Kind of might be a little bit too small. What about this? Okay, right, I think I've got a plan, but I need to put the pages in first. So do I want any more than 3 pages is the first question. I think that's a nice size, those 3 pages. It doesn't make it super thick. Right, now do I want to staple it? It's probably going to be the quickest is stapling it. So grab out my stapler and an eraser, which is what I use to do stapling when my stapler doesn't reach. Let's just check. No, it doesn't reach. It's quite a short one, this one. Alright, just kind of position it where I want it. Turn it so the covers, depending which side you want your staples, but generally the open part of your staples go in the middle. Just lining up my stapler on the crease as close as I can and punching it or stapling it into your rubber, and then pulling the rubber off and very carefully folding the ends over on the staple. Just be very careful you don't stab yourself. I quite often will use something like my bone folder to fold them over. It's a little bit safer. I'm just going to put 2 staples in, I think. So lining up with the groove where the staples come out. That's what I'm trying to do. That went pretty well. Sometimes they go really off and I have to take them out and start again, but just taking an extra little moment to line them up. It's goes pretty well if you line it up properly. And sometimes even if it's off slightly, you can just still bend them over and just make the pages lie where you want them. Just force them. Oops, dry glue on my thumb, distracting. Right, stapler done. And you give that a little bit of a press. Burnish that along the fold line, make sure it all sits nicely for us. Right, and then this bit of lace, I thought, is it wide enough to wrap around that spine? It's probably a little bit narrow. I think it would pop up. Okay, we're just going to pop it along the edge there then, and I'm just going to use tacky glue. So I'm only going to overhang it just a little bit past the edge of the notebook. I don't want to hang it over a lot. looking at which is the right side. Whoops, and I've put too much glue on because it's a short bit of lace, it doesn't go top to bottom. Add another line of glue up here. Okay, let's grab my wipe here and just get rid of that excess glue. Once it's got glue, wet glue like this on it, I usually will throw it away too because it develops little hard patches and it's not so nice to use. Okay, so we've got a sweet little notebook there with some random pages. Very quick and easy to bring together. And actually lots of writing space in there for taking notes or writing phone numbers or email addresses, whatever you like. Cute. It just needs a little time to dry. So we've done both projects today. Well, I've done both projects. What projects are you going to do? Are you going to give it a go this week? Love to see what you do if you participate. It's awesome. So we have our faux playing card here with lace, colour blocking, something whimsical, and that's it. And our 2 of spades on the back there. And then we've got our mini booklet, or you could make a notepad. We've got colour blocking, we've got lace and something whimsical with the fairies there. So that's what I've made this week. What are you going to make? I hope you have fun with it. Just play and see what comes out. It's not serious, guys. It's just supposed to give your brain a little kickstart for the week to get creative and get your juices flowing. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for joining me today. It's great having your company. I really appreciate your time and would appreciate too if you just hit the like button. I'd love it if you leave me a comment. I always respond to each and every comment. And maybe you'll be back again tomorrow to join me for Trashcraft Tuesday. I hope I see you then. Bye for now.